Hey, my name is Christian Craze and I'm 22 years old and I grew up in Situate, Massachusetts.
Good morning, my name is Jeffrey Downing. I'm a firefighter paramedic for the Situate Fire Department.
Absolutely. I am extremely proud to be a resident of this community because people really care and really want to get involved. I feel very fortunate to be part of a movement of providing people a place to get involved, things to do, to get educated and to volunteer. So lots of people, including students, have come forth to help, which is wonderful.
Heroin hasn't affected me personally because I've never used it, but I've lost many friends from heroin. Heroin is a huge problem in Situate and all the towns in the South Shore and the North Shore and all around. It has been crazy how much death has happened in the last 5 to 10 years.
I find the opiate addiction most troubling as far as publicity is concerned. I think that's a good thing. I don't think any drug is good. I think that any drug can be abused.
In my experience with the Situate Facts Coalition, I'd say everyone has been very cooperative. At the very beginning, it was Situate Public Schools. It was people at the high school like Mr. Ranieri, Ms. Lopes, and Ms. Heffernan, who have been very involved all the way through these 5 years of working together. But since that time, many more people. Certainly the Situate Police Department. No obstacles, which is remarkable because it's a tough subject and we have a lot of work to do. I think time, we want to get a lot done, but it's very complicated. Addiction is a complicated disease.
No, we had the DARE program when I was younger, and what I remember most is just them talking about weed and about how it's a gateway drug to other drugs, but they weren't really specific on what those drugs could be. But no, I definitely wasn't educated enough on that.
In my opinion, awareness is raised. In my opinion, people in Situate for sure, most people are very well aware of the threat of addiction and opioids. They understand the dangers. I think that's a very big message to get out there, that we need to do more, certainly to help people earlier, to prevent people from ever trying opiates, to prevent people from ever getting addicted to any substance.
I've been a paramedic for 12 years. I've worked in some busier systems such as North Quincy and Weymouth, and Dedham and Braintree, and I would say that it's a daily occurrence, 3 or 4 times a shift.
Wow, that's a good question. Many parts of this job are very rewarding. Like I said, I feel very fortunate to work in my own community. It's wonderful to be part of a positive change with a sad subject, but to have the ability to do something about it is really awesome. And now I get paid to do that, which is awesome, and I get to just connect with people who live here and are concerned like me. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely after high school, a lot more deaths have been happening ever since I've graduated, even though it was a problem with pills when I was in high school, like Percocets, Perc 30, stuff like that. And that's just a gateway to go for that extra high with heroin.
Substance abuse and drug use is often linked to depression and the idea that somebody is self-medicating a cause that might be underlying in their life. Maybe they have a troubled upbringing, or they're maybe mentally unstable.
The most challenging part are not enough hours in the day.
It sucked losing definitely a good friend, like an older brother to me. But at the time, you can only do as much as you can, because people who use heroin, they don't become themselves. They're different people, and there's just so much you can do. I've always had a bad outlook on heroin, because I don't think using a hard drug like that is beneficial to anyone in any way.
I wish I could say that the epidemic of opiate misuse and overdose death was getting better. What we have seen, unfortunately, is we're not getting better in Massachusetts yet.
Tell them the effects. They should teach them what could happen.
It would be hard to count, but double digits, and probably more than 20. Thanks for having me.